So, with reference to what has happened so far in Biden's administration,
Mm-hmm.
um, we have to remember that he took over from Trump, where all the systems were kind of uh, all the systems with reference to immigration were disintegrated. Uh, all the positive, all the beneficial systems, and there
Mm-hmm.
was a lot of restrictive immigration laws imposed, and a lot of restriction at the border, restriction at granting visas, restrictions with getting visa approvals at USCIS level. So um, it took a while for the Biden's administration to dismantle all those restrictive measures and bring it back to, pre-COVID kind of rules, pre-Trump rules. So with
Mm-hmm.
reference to, first of all, to the border issues, um, there were obviously huge issues under Trump with reference to family separation. We saw children being separated from their parents, and then the parents and children losing track of each other because parents didn't know where the children were, and it was really a terrible situation. In addition to just completely abandoning the whole asylum law and granting
Mm-hmm.
asylum and refugee status, that all those, all that has been again brought back by Biden,
Mm-hmm.
what the laws are under the. Uh, I wouldn't say that he's completely brought back the borders to post pre-Trump, but he has realized that he is not completely open borders, so he has realized the limitations to how many people can come into the borders, and he has restricted it accordingly. For those
Mm-hmm.
who are, you know, people who are very liberal with reference to immigration and border control, that he obviously has not satisfied them, and neither has he satisfied the restrictive immigration policy. So he's kind of somewhere in between, I
Well,
think, which is a happy place to be in.
yeah, the way like he's portrayed in the media, President Biden, do you think the media is accurate, or what is your perspective on his administration's impact, maybe?
Yes. So with reference to the southwest border, the administration, they changed their policy on border enforcement. They changed the policy on border enforcement, and they combined, different strategies so that there can be less people are trying coming to the border or trying to cross the border.
Mm-hmm.
They incentivized arrivals at port of entry, used stricter enforcement policies, to narrow access to asylum and to de-incentivize people from coming, first of all, to the border by,
Mm-hmm.
advertising that, it's very strict, enforcement is very strict, you will not get asylum easily, so don't come. Rather than then coming here and then
Mm-hmm.
because people, in order to come to the US border, have to go through a lot of difficulties. They go through jungles, they go through deserts, a lot of lives are lost. They have to pay, sharks, the brokers that bring them across these dangerous areas, tons of money, and often brokers itself cause them harm. These sharks, immigration sharks, cause them harm. So, in order to de-incentivize them, to stop them from coming and making those dangerous journeys, he's done a bunch of things. As I said, he's also given at the country itself. He's given a few, a small number of visas, allowing them to come in legally, and they can apply for these visas at their country itself,
Mm-hmm.
for refugee and asylum visas at the country itself. It's a small number, but it's a start. So that's something that he has done. He's changed the strategy. Also, what he's done is, he's also included, as I said, there's a new approach. Um, and he's relied on other different countries. It's called a new hemispheric approach, and he's relied on partner countries such as the border countries to the United States, Latin America, Caribbean, to slow the movement and accept returns of their citizens. So people mostly who come are from Latin America and
Mm-hmm.
from the Caribbean. So he's talked with those country heads to allow people who have left the country to come back seamlessly so that they don't get stuck in a state of limbo. Um, and he's created a region to for safe mobility officers. He's created a whole department designed to provide migration pathways to a limited number of eligible migrants,
Right.
thus discouraging dangerous journeys, as I was just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what he's done is restarted the refugee resettlement program and expanded it. So
Mm-hmm.
people who have been granted refugee status, he is giving them a place to stay at so that they're not on the streets, right?
Mm-hmm.
um, Giving them work authorization so that they don't, choose a life of crime because they're not able to support themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So he has, um, included those kind of refugee resettlement programs. Um, and we've seen that post-pandemic legal immigration is, at a new high. He's, compared to Trump and with COVID, all that legal immigration admissions into the United States was very, very low. The
Mm-hmm.
United States now in 2023, 1.2 immigrants, lawful permanent residents, green card holders, about 1.1 annual average of, um, you know, it's 1.2 now
Yes.
compared to, lower number previously. The State Department has issued about 10.4 million non-immigrant visas under Biden, the most since I think 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and also, so you see that there is a huge increase in the number of visas issued,
Mm-hmm.
under Biden. So that's one thing.
Right.
Also, I think that that's some of few things that Biden has done. So just to reiterate, borders, he's secured the borders, he's de-incentivized people from coming. If they do come, he's established programs to resettle them. He has restored
Yes.
legal immigration, given more visas than wherever issued since 2015. So some of the few things that he's done. Reference to the economy, we all know what it is. Um, the economy is the at least the shares are doing phenomenally. We know that there's been an economic boom, and but there have been a lot of layoffs last year with reference to immigration. Maybe that's what you're talking about. And the layoffs are not to be attributed to any administration. Those are layoffs that have been done by companies. I would think that, and they go through a cycle of hiring and laying off people. There
True.
has been recession under Biden, and there has been inflation as well and last year, and he's been trying to control that. And how all this impacts immigration is that if there if there are a lot of people laid off, then
Mm-hmm.
companies are not going to be filing a lot of H1s or new work visas for new people to come in because there are plenty of people available in the market as it is. So that's
Mm-hmm.
we don't know whether that's true this year as well, but that was certainly true last year.
True. True.
Hi, this is Rahul from Law Offices of Prashanthi Reddy. I want to welcome you all to our upcoming webinar, scheduled on the 18th of July 2024, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on Visa Bulletin and its impact on green card and work visas. Use the link in the description to register now.
Don't forget to subscribe to our videos if you like what you see. Also, give us a thumbs up and share the video with your family and friends. Thank you.